Hi, my name's Brendan Connolly and I'm a blogger and sometimes I write things for Film Divider, and today I'm making a video for Film Divider because I had a pretty unfortunate experience with Jurassic World yesterday. Now, for Jurassic World, director Colin Trevorrow and the cinematographer John Schwartzman, they've decided to frame their shots in the aspect ratio of 2:1 or 2.0:1 sometimes. That's a rectangle that's exactly 2 times as wide as it is tall. Now, your widescreen TV set at home is going to be 16 by 9, which is, in effect, fairly close, but not exactly the same as 1.85 to 1. That's a common aspect ratio you see in cinemas, and in fact, 1.85 to 1 was the format used for the original Jurassic Park. For CinemaScope films like Star Wars, Lawrence of Arabia, if you see it projected from 35mm, or the Lord of the Rings series, the aspect ratio is around 2.35 to 1. There are some other less common aspect ratios like 2.2 to 1, which is actually how you'd see Lawrence of Arabia if it was projected from 70mm, and the Blu-ray is very close to that. Or the 1.43 to 1 aspect ratio of the IMAX screen. That's of a full IMAX screen, mind you. Films of all proportions can be projected on those. In fact, the digital IMAX screen's a different shape, which is something Colin Trevorrow alluded to when he gave IGN a simple explanation as to why they've chosen 2:1 for Jurassic World. He said, "It's basically a middle ground between 2.35 and 1.85. It allows us enough height to fit humans and dinosaurs into a single frame without giving up that sense of scope. It's very close to the ratio of the digital IMAX screen, so it'll look great in large format. I think other filmmakers want to give it a try when they see how it looks. It's very comfortable." Vittorio Storaro loves the 2:1 aspect ratio. He sees it as the perfect compromise for films that will be seen both in large-scale cinema settings and then, more intimately in your home cinema environment. In fact, he reformatted Apocalypse Now to 2:1 for the DVD, though the Blu-ray has thankfully restored the film to 2.35 to 1, which is effectively very close to the original 2.39 to 1 which we see in cinemas. Now, unlike Brad Bird's Tomorrowland, for example, it's the filmmaker's intention that Jurassic World is seen in the same aspect ratio in both IMAX and more traditional cinema screens. So to this end, the DCP for Jurassic World has been encoded with a 1.85 to 1 file that has black bars at the top and the bottom of the image to create the desired 2:1 framing. Unfortunately, this is so unusual that on the day of release, several cinemas were not projecting the film correctly. I saw the film on a 2.35 to 1 screen with the tops and bottoms of the image cropped off. And after canvassing several friends who also saw the film around the UK yesterday, it seems, unfortunately, that I was not alone. So in this video, I've cropped out with a semi-opaque matte over the intended image, showing you which parts of the picture were lost when the film was projected on a 2.35 to 1 screen. Sometimes the effect is minimal and it's certainly subtle, at other times it's more drastic. But all the time, however, it's not what the director and the cinematographer intended you to see. Composition is one of the most powerful tools in the filmmaking arsenal, precisely because it can be so subtle. The relationship of characters, props, parts of the location, and even the edge of the frame itself are all arranged in such a way to convey emotion, to underscore or counterpoint the drama, or to relate information. Now, these techniques go back hundreds of years through fine art. Hopefully by now, most cinemas will have worked out how to best project this very unusual beast of a film. Back in the era where there were dedicated trained projectionists, I doubt we'd have seen very much of this problem at all. Even still, there's no excuse for it now.
Numbers on a spreadsheet, but they're not. They're alive.
I'm fully aware they're alive.
You might have made them in a test tube, but they don't know that. They're thinking, I gotta eat. I gotta hunt.
She's a little shy, so give her a hand when she comes out.
We have our first hybrid.
Probably not a good idea.
Oh, God.
She's a highly intelligent animal.
Evacuate the island.